Hey guys, it's me, Charlie. So I just wanted to come on here again because I decided to ask what people wanted to hear from me and I wanted to answer some of those questions. One of the questions was what I'm diagnosed with. I've been diagnosed with depression and anxiety when I was 19 years old. I've been dealing with that. Like I said, I'm 26 now, so it's been a while. When I was 19, they told me that from the sounds of it, it sounds like I could be bipolar, but it's not something that you can diagnose right away. It's something that you have to see someone over and over because you can't tell the way your episodes and everything can be the same thing as depression. It's just how frequent they are, and being bipolar, you could have episodes every couple weeks or every couple months, or you could even go a year or two without it and then you just have an episode. So there's just different things. I still haven't been fully diagnosed bipolar. They just have diagnosed me with a mood disorder, but basically they said that it seems like you're bipolar, just like we've been saying since the beginning. So I'm on Abilify right now. Another question was what kind of medications have I been on and what are my thoughts on it. When I first started, they put me on Zoloft because that's usually the first thing that they put you on, especially being a female, because I know if you are if you try to have a child, that's the one thing you can still be on without having it affect the baby or whatever. But I don't want no kids, so, and I hated Zoloft, hated it. It made me very chatterbox, but then bounce from subject to subject, and I still felt really, really down and really anxious. So that was a no-go for me. I was on it for when I turned 19, when I was 19 or whatever, and I first got on it. That's the thing they put me on, and I hated it right away. But I got off of it because I just thought that's how it is, and I was just I'm done. I don't want to be on this. And it was something that my ex, he kind of used it against me, and so he made me feel like I shouldn't be on it, and it was all in my head, and I don't need medication, and so I wasn't on it for a really long time. I went back on my medication back in May of last year. That's when everything started hitting me really hard, because my brother committed suicide on the day before Mother's Day. So that was 7 years ago. 7 years ago. So that's kind of when my depression usually rolls around. It always hits summertime because it's his death date, and then his birthday is coming. It's in June. So that's kind of when it all hits, and then it's hot here, and then you can't do anything, and then I'm just in this whole deep dark depression. So I went back on medication, and I told him, I was don't put me on Zoloft. And what did they do? They put me on Zoloft, and I hated it right away. Probably was on it for a month, and then I was I don't like this, I can't sleep, this, that. And they're I'm sorry, we just tried because we figured that's the one thing you can be on if you want kids. And I was I don't want kids, please, just I want to feel normal and feel happy. So then I got put on Prozac, and I was on that for a hot minute, and I got put on Trazodone too to help me sleep because my insomnia was so bad. Prozac was pretty good. I didn't really like it, but I don't have really good insurance, so every time I would go see the doctor, it was $100, and then that's just to check up and see if your medication's doing. But I went through this whole thing where my doctor, I thought I was being charged, and I wasn't. I thought I was being charged, and I wasn't. And so when I needed a refill on my prescription, they were oh, you need to pay this whole bill, and it was $500. And I was I didn't even know what to do. I was okay, so you're not going to refill my prescription because I'm not going to pay all this, but you guys told me that it's been being paid for. And so it was just this big thing. I got this new doctor, and that's when I found the doctor that I'm with now, and I love her. She literally sat and asked me well, what happened to your childhood? What was this? Oh, it doesn't surprise me you're the way you are, you know? So then I talked to her, and I was I really don't like this medication. I'm still really I feel it works, and then it just stops working. Like, you know, I'm very like, when I first start on something, I'm like all about it and everything. And then that's when I found out, like, usually medications, when you get really, really high, like, or manic, and then you like get super anxious, it's not the right type of medication for you. And that's how she kind of knew, okay, it seems like you're bipolar because the medication's not working. But I got put on Wellbutrin and bupropion. Wait, no, it was, but something, yeah, because I went on the generic brand of Wellbutrin, and then I went on like Buspro or whatever it's called to help with my anxiety, and holy shit, I wanted to kill myself. That was the worst medicine ever within such a short time. I remember I was like working, I looked down, ow, and then I like stopped. I looked down and then I like got up. Sorry, it's my dog. I looked down and I looked up, and then my whole eyes just started shaking, and I was like, what is going on? So, and on top of that, that's when the whole pandemic hit, and I lost my job, both jobs, and I was at home, and I was so anxious that I literally thought people were gonna break down my door. Like, I thought it was like apocalyptic shit. Like, I was so freaked out, and I was like, this isn't normal. Like, I can't be like this. I was having panic attacks throughout the day. Like, I was hyperventilating. My poor boyfriend, like, he's like, I got you, like, I'll take care of you, like, was trying to be there for me, and I'm just like dying because I wasn't on it for long, and I called my doctor, and I was like, I can't do this, can't do it, like, I'm going to end up murdering myself or other people. Like, it was so bad. Then I got put on the Lexapro, and I really liked Lexapro. That was the one thing I loved it really. Like, at first I was like, oh my God, I loved it. Like, I felt amazing. I was fucking working out twice a day. I was working 3 jobs. And then my boyfriend and my dad both were like, are you sure you're not manic? Like, this seems a little, like, not normal. And I was just like, no, like, this is it. Like, this is how it's supposed to feel. I have never felt this good in 7 years. Like, I feel so happy and alive, and just, like, I could see the good in everything. And I was on that for 4 months, and then there it comes again, anxiety. Just anxiety is through the roof, and like my thought was like, whatever, like the depression's gone, at least I'm like not anxious anymore. At least I'm just anxious and I'm not like sad or depressed anymore. So I loved it, but then I was just like thinking about it, and I was like, whoa, I don't think this is normal. And then I started feeling sad again, and I would have my moods, and I crashed, and I was just like, okay. So then I finally talked to my doctor again, and this was like a month ago, 3 weeks ago. And I told her that, I told her about all that. And she was like, Kay, like, it really seems like everything that's been going on, it seems like you have a mood disorder. It sounds like you're bipolar, but I don't want to diagnose you specifically bipolar yet, just because you can't tell. So she put me on Abilify, and I was on half of my Lexapro because I was weaning off of it because it's an SSRI. And then I went to Abilify, and I was on a really low dosage to like of an antipsychotic to just like slowly switch me over. And I hated it too. Literally, I just got back from my trip in Denver, and when I was in Denver, I literally felt like a zombie. Like, I felt like I was watching myself through a window, and I was like having the best time, but I was just like, huh, okay. Like, I couldn't even like have emotion, and I just like wanted to have the best time with my boyfriend and my like friends, and it was just like I was just this extra like baggage that was just chilling there, and I was like, I can't do this. So I actually just had a conversation with my doctor yesterday, and told her what it was, and basically got my Abilify upped. So I went from 5 milligrams to 15 milligrams, and then got my Lexapro still on half, but every other day just for the next week, so I'm off of it completely. And the whole goal was to get me completely off SSRIs, and then most likely I'm going to get off my trazodone and switch me onto something new, because my trazodone's technically an SSRI as well, and I'm like heavily addicted to it. Like, I can't sleep without it. Like, if I try to sleep without it, I get pins and needles in my legs, and it's like the worst pain of my life. So right now I'm on Abilify. I'm on 15 milligrams, and then I'm on like 10 milligrams of Lexapro. And it just sucks because like my brain just feels like it's going a million miles an hour, and I'm just like can't even like think. Like, I have like a million browsers open in my head, and there's just so much going on, and I'm like thinking from one thing to another, and it's like overwhelming. So, but the only good thing about it is I've been really, really like motivated and been working on my program and my like small business, and I've been making like shirts, and I've been getting up early, and like I'm good. I just can't have like conversations with people, and like my whole job is dealing with people. So that's the only thing that sucks. When it comes to me, I'm all about it, but like I don't want to be around anyone or anything, and it sucks because it's not who I am. I'm very outgoing. So that's kind of what I'm on right now. There was another question that was, do I care? Does it bother me what people think about me? And that's like funny because it's like a yes and no kind of thing, but mostly yes. My biggest flaw is I worry too much about everyone else and what they think of me, when I shouldn't even care, because I'm not going to be able to please everyone. Like, that's like, there's going to be people out there who just don't like you just because, and like that's what happens, and it's okay. But for me, I'm like, what did I do? Like, why? What's wrong with me? And like I always turn things and I make it about myself, and I get really down on myself, and I'm just like, what did I do? Like, am I a bad person? Am I a bad friend? Like, why doesn't this person like me? So yeah, I worry way too much. I've been trying to not care, because it's like I said, you can't please everyone, but I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to not care. I wish I couldn't care. I wish I could be an asshole, but then I'm like, oh, if I don't care, I'm a bitch, because that's what happens. But I care too much, and I care about other people more than I care about myself, and that's my biggest thing I've been trying to work on, is focusing on moi and caring about me. But then it's like, but while still staying humble and like genuine. So yeah, I don't know, those are kind of the things I wanted to hop on here and answer. Maybe it helps a little bit. I mean, you're more than welcome to like leave a comment and ask me everything. Like I said, I'm an open book. This is my like venting session. I don't know, but yeah, so cool. Let me know if I can help y'all with anything else.